Have you ever been to the doctor and you just didn't feel seen? Or maybe you were given some pills and you were given some quick instructions, but you were really not fixed? This is part 4 of How Do I Become My Own Doctor? And I want to share with you a safe self-diagnostic method that I use every day to determine why I'm sick and how to fix it. Because as we've learned in part 1 of cause and effect, there is always a cause. And if you remove the cause, you will fix the effect. But the medical system is incentivized, which we learned in part 2, to keep you sick or keep you feeling like you're getting better or that you might be well because of some pills that you're taking. My name is Joel, and I've been a nurse for 20 years. And it wasn't until I became a naturopath after 10 years of being a nurse that I learned these 8 simple steps to diagnose myself anytime I'm sick and to determine why I'm sick and how to fix it. The first one is nutrition. When we were created, did you know that the only food given to Adam and Eve to eat, they picked off of a tree? There were no vegetables that they ate, no greens, nothing that grew out of the ground. All their food, they reached up and plucked it. That differentiated them from the animals because they were a higher being. It wasn't until after they fell and sinned that God gave them vegetables to eat, because it was a way of healing their degrading bodies, was giving them vegetables. It wasn't until after the flood that God told them that they could eat meat. But he specified which type of meat to eat. And the type of meat was so that in eating meat, even though their lifespan drastically dropped off by starting to eat meat, he wanted them to still be healthy. So he gave them specific instructions about which meat to eat. And you can find that in Leviticus. Those are not religious laws. Those are health laws. Those are laws of nutrition. Don't eat the fat, don't eat the blood, and don't eat unclean meats. Unclean meats are things like seafood, because the reason the unclean meats are called unclean is because of their habits. They are designed to clean the earth. They are trash collectors. And so if you eat a trash collector, that trash goes into your body and becomes extra toxic trash. That's the reason certain meats are called unclean. It's not just arbitrary or a Jewish law or any of those things. It's a law of health so that you can be healthier, even if you eat meat. But even in eating clean meats, you are not to eat blood and you are not to eat fat. And those are the 2 things that make meat rather tasty, honestly. But those are also the trash collectors of the body. Every drug you've ever taken is stored in fat cells. And so if somebody comes along and eats those fat cells, they get those drugs and they get those detox reactions and things that are stored in your fat cells in them. So that's what happens when you eat a cow or a goat or a sheep or any clean animal, but you eat the fat. You're eating the toxic dump of that animal. Same with the blood. Any type of disease that the animal might have had is in the blood. And God specifically said not to eat the blood for a reason, so that you stay healthy. The next law of health is exercise. Movement is so critical to life because life is in the blood. And if you're not moving the blood, you find areas of death and decay and lack of oxygen, which equals to pain. So if you are in pain, you need to move your body more. The next law is water. You need to drink your body weight in ounces every day. Some people say half your body weight in ounces. I like to say your body weight or a gallon of water per day. Some of you are not able to do that due to disease processes, but keep listening and you'll understand some other areas you might struggle with. Sunlight, being out in the sun every day, is very, very crucial to your mind health and your hormone health. I'll leave it at that. Temperance is doing basically what's right for your body in moderation and stopping that which you know is bad for your body. And a lot of what you know is bad for your body, you already know, in other words. You already know what's bad, so stop doing it. It's that simple. Air is the next one. Obviously, we all breathe, so that's not complicated. But learning to breathe fresh air and learning to breathe deeply is equally as important because pneumonia is actually a disease of improper breathing. Rest. You need to get more rest. Sleep before midnight is crucial. Try to go to bed at 8 o'clock for 2 weeks and see what happens. And the last one, which is most important, is trust. Because we are human beings, we cannot control everything. And there is so much in the spiritual realm that we have no control over. And so we have to learn to trust in God specifically. Often people say trust in a higher power, but that leaves room for a lot of options. Trust in God. That is the only solution and the only answer to so many of the things that are wrong with you. And so that's the last law. So in summary, nutrition, exercise, water, sunshine, temperance, air, rest, and trust in God. The acronym is N.E.W, if you hadn't noticed. It is the 8 self-diagnostic steps that you can run through every day to determine which one you are breaking or have been breaking recently, or maybe have broken your whole life, and now you are sick as a result. If you find the one you've broken, fix it, your sickness will go away.